Hello and welcome to our reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the SDCC exclusive Shodo Dragon Ball Z Goku, Super Saiyan Goku. So yeah, these are essentially the same as the Shodo figures I reviewed a while back, except they have shiny paint and they all come together in one sort of box instead of having separate cards and things. But apart from that, they are the same figures. Oh, they come with flight stands as well, so that makes them different and much better. Apart from that, same articulation, same detail, all those sorts of things. And they are really cool. So let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, scope paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Here are the three Shodo figures all next to one another, so you can see what they look like together. And then they are next to a 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe figure and a standard Marvel Legends size 6-inch figure. And, yeah, they are small. They are smaller than Marvel Universe, so they're not going to fit in with that, and they're way smaller than Marvel Legends size figures. They don't really fit in with anything else I've got. Other figures in this scale may exist, but I haven't really seen any. You'd have to be really, really creative to get them to fit in with Marvel Universe figures. They might be the same size as things like Puck and Rocket Raccoon and stuff, but apart from that, they are really, really small. And then here they are compared to the SH Figure Arts Goku, which is a fairly standard figure art size. Actually, Goku's a bit at the taller end of the spectrum, but he's an average size figure. And here is the Hybrid Action Broly, which I use in display with these Shodos. He's still a bit too tall, but he is pretty much the only figure I have that works with the Shodo figures. Of course, normal characters from the Hybrid line really wouldn't. Anyway, let's just get these other two out of here and just look at Goku. Alright, let's compare the SDCC version to the original release. This is the SDCC version here, and this is the original release. Starting with the heads, the hair on the SDCC version is much more of a whiter color. It's still yellowish gold, but it's very light and it's shiny. And I actually like that a lot more than the sort of pale yellow that they did on the original. Apart from that, they're pretty similar. The blue on the SDCC version is metallic, which, I don't know, in person it looks a little bit weird. I was thinking it'd look cooler than it does. Essentially, I would kind of like just have the metallic hair on the matte body. That would probably be my preferred combination of the two. But either way, it still looks cool. I don't have any actual issues with it. The pants are essentially the same, and, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, those are the differences. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin, although I kind of already went over the details. I'd like to give you a full sort of rotation of the figure. You see the metallic paint a lot better. The belt and the shirt and the cuffs and the boots are metallically painted, as well as the hair. We will zoom in on the head sculpt in a minute. All the sculpting on the pants really looks good. That's really the only majorly sculpted part, is all the torn bits. The belt sort of hangs down there. It's a slightly pliable material. And that's pretty much it. It overall looks really, really nice. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on that head sculpt. Alright, that's about as close as I can actually get to the head sculpt, and it looked relatively decent. My camera just can't zoom in on these that far because they're really small. And to be perfectly honest, there's really not a lot to look at anyway. The face sculpts are pretty simplistic, although they look good for their size. The eyes are painted fairly well, and the head sculpt looks decent. The hair looks really nice. And overall, it looks fine, it's just really tiny. Anyway, let's move on to the articulation. Articulation-wise, the Shodo figures are really good for their size. Head's on a ball peg, so it goes up and down, side to side, rotates. Ball joint shoulders in and out, forward and back. Bicep cut. Single joint elbow. Wrists are on pegs. They pretty much just rotate, they don't really flex in and out too much. He has an abdominal joint and a ball peg waist, so that rocks side to side and rotates and moves in and out with the abdominal joint. Cuts here at the hips that go out at an angle, and then you have an upper thigh cut, single jointed knee, and ball peg in the ankle, which allows for pivoting and moving up and down. So all in all, I think for that size, that's pretty much the best that you could really expect. They could have done ball joints in the hips too, I think, but with the two cut joints, it gives you fairly decent range of motion in the hips, so it's not really a big deal. Anyway, Goku does come with two different sets of hands. He comes with the fist hands that he has on now, and then he has another set of hands, and he comes with a stand. So let's go ahead and look at those things. Alright, there you can see one of his fist hands and one of his open hands. You get one of each for either side. Of course, you got one you can punch with, and one you can do Kamehameha waves and stuff like that with. They are both sculpted fairly well, and they look like hands. And lastly, here is his flight stand. It's pretty short. Just get 2 joints in the arms, one at the head and one at the base. Base does have Super Saiyan Son Goku written on it, and it has some Dragon Balls on it. It's sort of a hexagonal shape, which is kind of cool. It has tiny clips up here which work around the waist, or you can kind of clip them onto the legs, or whatever you want. It works pretty well. Of course, it's not quite as good as a 3-jointed stand, but it is fairly acceptable. Alright, that wraps it up for Goku's accessories. Let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Goku, as well as the other 3 figures in this wave, all come in this Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Spark box here. It's got the Shodo logo, SDCC logo there, Dragon Ball Z, all those little logos and stuff. It's just a plain white box. They all come in here in little individually wrapped plasticky bag things. And that's really pretty much it. It's certainly not good for in-package display like the original ones were carded. So yeah, Goku! Alright, that wraps it up for Goku, so until next time, goodbye! Hello! You've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.